That's right. I got a top 4 coming up. So if anyone's got a problem that I couldn't keep it down to 3 or make it a top 5 and can't handle something in between, well then go get a broom pole, stick your OCD ass up in the air and go fuck.
Your attention, please.
Now don't get me wrong, I've had my PS3 for about a year and 3 months and I've really become a fan of the system. And as much as it offers, I want to take some time out and talk about the top 4 things that I like more about my PS2. A system that I'll still put out there as a contender for the best game system of all time. Now I got my PS2, not this one here, but my other one that I have, my first PS2, which was also a slim, but in black. I got it about 7 years ago. And although some of the things I'm going to talk about actually isn't exclusive to a PS2, I'm going to use the PS2 as an example, as it is the system I've probably played the most of. So, without further ado, number 4 thing is the size. I mean, this thing is really quite remarkably small. I mean, it's not that much bigger than a game case for the PS2. And it's about the same size as the slim PS1 that came out. Even the slim PS3 is a good size bigger than my PS2. Memory cards. I know it seems like it's kind of a silly thing. A lot of people actually don't like these little memory cards, but I do like using them over a hard drive. They're less complicated. They're easier to move from one system to another. Like I said, this is my second PS2. I have another one, so it's very easy for me to bring this upstairs to my other PS2 and play games using the save game files on these. Plus, it separates the save game file from the machine itself. If something terrible were to happen to this machine, at least I still have my save games. And then I can make backups too. You know, this is an 8 meg card and it's a PlayStation 2 certified one. So it does run a little quicker to save games, but you know what? Once I beat a game on here, I can copy it over to here, free up some space, archive that, and hey, I'm ready to go again with this. Copying save game files, being able to easily make backups and transfer them from one system to another, I really like that feature. No online required. Now I get how popular that online gaming was with the PS2, and it's done a lot to contribute to the online gaming community, but I'm really glad that you don't require an online connection. You don't need to have that internet connection for always-on DRM, or for passcodes, or to download patches. I get how patches are a good thing, but I have a suspicion, and it is only a suspicion, that when developers know whatever they put on the disc, that's the game that's on the disc, they might be encouraged to make sure that it's as solid as it's going to be, because they can't fall back on, oh, we'll just fix that problem later with a patch, let's get this on the shelves. No need to install the games. Oh, I really do miss those days where you could get a game and just put it in your console and it would play. For a long time, I was a big fan of PC gaming over console gaming. But one of the major drawbacks I found was not only installation, but also having to tweak settings to make sure it runs with my system. Do I have the right graphics card selected and all this kind of stuff? I know you don't suffer from those kind of problems with a console, but still, with the simple fact of having to install and then updates to install and patches to install and add-ons to install, yes, it brings a lot of advantages, of course, and it brings a lot of opportunity, but I like the simplicity of not having to install anything. Perhaps we should ask, how does that all compare to, let's say, an old-fashioned Nintendo Entertainment System? Well, what? Oh my! Hold on. Okay. Yeah. All right. As you can tell, first of all, if you want to do a size comparison, obviously the PS2 has this thing beat. I mean, hey, the NES is a solid piece of machinery, but maybe not in terms of weight, but in terms of size, now you're up to PS3 standards. But hey, just like my PS2, there's no online required for this thing. But there's also no memory cards. Of course, some of the games have password systems, and some of the games stored your save game files right on the cartridge itself. And my Star Tropics game actually still works. But where this does have my PS2 beat is with load times. If you want simple put in a game and power it on and go, it's these old time systems that can do it for you, with virtually no load times at all. So do I get amazing fun out of my PS3? Absolutely. Can I still appreciate the classics? Without a doubt.